As we all know, cash is not actually money. If I don't see the number go down in my bank account, it didn't exist. So this was free money for me. So I got 2 books. Kia ora koutou. I am here today to do just a really quick video. I realised that I have kind of acquired quite a lot of books over this June and May period, so I thought it'd be cool to do a little book haul. Now you'll notice I said acquired, not bought, because I have got things from a few different places. I thrifted some, I bought one, I got gifted some for my birthday, and I went shopping my family members' shelves is what I call it. So I've borrowed quite a few books from family members. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, I had a book voucher for a bookstore in my city, which was, to be honest, like the make or break of buying this book. I was like, oh, I literally just went to the bookstore on a break from work to like clear my head and like look at books, have a nice break. And I saw this book and I was like, oh, it'd be so good to buy it. But I was like, the price. And then I remembered I had a voucher. So that is how I got Away by Becky Manawatu. I have already read it at this point and wow, incredible. So good. I recommend everyone go out and read it right now, but be prepared, like you will cry. I cried within the first chapter. It's heartbreaking, but it is worth it in the end. And it's a literary novel. It's very artistic, like it's written so beautifully. The characters, you will fall in love with them. Can't say enough good things about this. Highly recommend. It then was my birthday, so I got 2 books from my sister and one from one of my best friends. So my sister got me Funny Story by Emily Henry, which the plot really intrigues me. It's about 2 people who I think basically their exes start dating each other, and so they're kind of commiserating over that or something like that. Obviously lots of people are reading this. Emily Henry, big name, so yeah, excited for that. I hear it's good. Then my sister also got me The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig, and this is incredible. So this is like a collection of all those words, and especially sometimes words from other languages, I think, that describe really specific situations. So like one that like did the rounds on the internet, definitely on like Tumblr in those days, was like Schadenfreude or something like that. It's that kind of thing. So, oh, here's one. This isn't the one I was thinking of, but Schadenfreude, a sense of paradoxical relief when something bad happens to you, which temporarily lowers your own expectations for yourself, transforming a faceless protagonist into something of an underdog who's that much easier to root for. That's so true, man. Yeah, so really cool little alternative dictionary type thing there. And my last birthday book is Circe by Madeline Miller. This was gifted to me by my best friend who actually has like a master's in classics, so like absolutely no wonder that she recommended this to me. It looks really amazing and I'm really excited for it, and it's got the most beautiful, you can see in the light, like gold reflective cover. So absolutely gorgeous. The next thing I was out thrifting books. I was actually not intending to buy, but then I realized I had cash on me, and as we all know, cash is not actually money. If I don't see the number go down in my bank account, it didn't exist. So this was free money for me, so I got 2 books within that price range of the cash I had on hand. One is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was already taken by the plot, this sort of thriller By midnight, the party will be completely out of control, and by morning, the mansion will have gone up in flames. Like, that just hooked me. And then seeing that the author is someone who also wrote, not that I've read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I have seen it so widely praised that I just assume she must be a good author. So that was what convinced me there. The other one is a crime thriller. This is An Isolated Incident by Emily Maguire. This is an Australian book set in Australia. It is about a woman who goes missing and she does die, I believe. And it's mainly about her sister who's left behind and everything that happens afterwards. It says it's about everyday violence, the media's obsession with pretty dead girls, and the grip of grief and the myth of closure. Yeah, I definitely find that really interesting. Yeah, really keen to read this. Next, I went shopping on my sister's bookshelves, and some of the books she has. I picked up You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. I've just accepted that I read Emily Henry now. I think I fight with the fact that I'm just a basic white girl. I try so hard to honor the person I thought I was gonna be. I thought I'd be so alty, so pretentious, so like indie, but I can't deny that I love Emily Henry, and her books are really fun and cozy and easy to read and great. And it's so important that we just, you know, allow ourselves to do things that make us happy, no matter how you think they make you look. So yeah, Emily Henry. I also picked up The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. My sister has recommended Ali Hazelwood to me, and so I thought this was a great place to start. I like that it looks like a little bit nerdy, a little bit academia vibes, so yeah, very excited for that. My sister also had a book delivered to my house, and so therefore it is mine now. So I got The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. That's one of the Bridgerton books, and I've actually started reading it for our June-July book club pick for me. Really, really interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more about that, but very interesting. Last place I went shopping was on my auntie's bookshelf. So she is a big thriller reader, and oh my gosh, it's like her it was like I was just in a thriller crime section of a bookstore. She has so many, and not only that, she has so many of like all these big authors in the thriller crime genre. So I thought I would take one from every sort of author and have a read of all of them, sort of like a taste tester of all these different authors. It does mean, unfortunately, quite a few male authors. I tend to read mainly women, but you know, I thought it would just be interesting to see what the fuss is all about, because these guys make, you know, and there are women in here as well, but yeah, all of them, they make bank, man. Like, they've written so many books. Yeah, these authors are really big names. So I mainly went based off like a little bit of, will the plot be nice and am I interested in it, and also a bit of like, what do people recommend as a good one to start with. So, first one is Michael Connolly. This is The Lincoln Lawyer. I've heard this before. I believe it was turned into either a TV show or a movie. This one is about, the main character is a criminal defense attorney. All these ones I'm about to read are very much those episodic, like, if you look on Goodreads, they'll say like number 1, number 2, and you don't need to read them in that order, but they do have the same character that is either central or like guiding the plot, and they're usually attorneys or detectives or something like that. So yeah, that's what that pick was for Michael Connolly. Next was Kathy Reich. Kathy Reeks. Either way, I picked up Fatal Voyage from her. So this one is about a forensic anthropologist And this one specifically is about a plane crash. So very interested in that. This is very similar, I believe, to Patricia Cornwell, which is actually the next book I'll talk about. So I got Patricia Cornwell's Cruel and Unusual. It says on the top here, the Agatha Christie of the DNA age. We know I love Agatha Christie. I believe she is a forensic scientist type vibe as well. One of these is also, I believe, what the series Bones is based off. Not that I've watched that at all, but I feel like that was a series that was so big that even if you didn't watch it, you heard of it. So I heard of that when I was a kid, of Bones. Like, I remember the adverts. So one of these, I think Patricia Cornwell, but maybe Kathy Reich, is the inspiration for that story. Anywho, the next one is John Grisham, and I chose The Partner. My husband reads a lot of John Grisham, and this is one, of course, again, my aunt had heaps of John Grishams on her shelf. This one is meant to be about a person who goes missing and is like meant to be dead, and his partners at his law firm realize he's not and go on this like huge expensive manhunt for him, something like that. I'll be honest, it doesn't interest me a huge bit. Again, this is more for like the vibe that I want to taste test all these authors. The next one is not a huge name author that I personally heard of, but my aunt specifically pointed this one out to me and said I should read it. This is Jig by Campbell Armstrong. This is about someone trying to track down a traitor when money goes missing that was meant to go to the RIA, which is again very interesting. So yeah, very keen on that. My other one is Minette Walters' The Breaker. So Minette Walters was highly recommended to me by my aunt as well. This one specifically is about a woman who dies, but her 3-year-old daughter, who was like with her at the time, is found sort of wandering nearby, and everyone's kind of like, why would someone kill the mum but not the daughter? Because obviously the daughter, I mean, she's only 3, but she witnessed what happened, and it's a bit like, what's going on here? So that's sort of the starting premise of that one. My very last book from my thriller haul from my aunts was a Lee Child, Killing Floor. So Jack Reacher, incredibly popular series and character and author. I'm gonna be honest, Lee Child gives me like flashbacks, horror flashbacks of working at a bookstore. Certain books just did that to me. I don't know why, but just because there were so many of them, they were so big, and like I instantly am taken back to having to shelve them and organize them, and you just get sick of looking at the same book covers every day sometimes. And like Lee Child is so popular that he's just always front and center, best shelf, like in your field of view, staring at Lee Child covers day after day. Yeah, not fun. But anyways, keen to read that. So that will be my little foray into all the big names in crime thriller type stuff. I'm sure some of you are thinking there's heaps of other big names, but this definitely to me is a good little snapshot of these really well established, like long time big names, and that's why someone like my aunt, who's older, has hundreds of like just tons of copies of their books. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that was my May and June book haul. I got a fucking ton of books, so yeah, and weirdly I am doing most of my reading on my Kindle. No, it's all love for the physical books. Very, very excited to get into them. Yay! Hope everyone's winter or summer is going well. Bye!